From crashing stock prices and massive layoffs to skyrocketing costs and theme park closures, the days of running the movie and TV industry just might be over for the entertainment giant Disney. Yeah, you heard that right. Here are the warning signs. Disney is on the brink of collapse. Lately, Disney's financial journey has been less of a smooth sailing cruise and more of a roller coaster, and not the fun kind. According to Forbes, the entertainment giant has taken a $1 billion hit, struggling with slow subscription numbers and rising expenses that just won't stop. Now, in a small glimmer of good news, Disney Plus actually turned a profit for the first time ever in the third quarter of 2024, pulling in $47 million in operating income. Before you start to think that's worthy of celebration, let's put things into perspective. Just 1 quarter earlier, Disney Plus was losing at an alarming rate, reporting a staggering $512 million loss. Even with the huge franchises like Marvel and Star Wars on the platform, Disney has been operating at a massive financial loss. Meanwhile, subscribers are bailing, and Disney is trying to figure out how to turn things around. So while this relatively tiny profit is a step in the right direction, Disney Plus still has a long way to go before it recovers financially. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, things aren't looking much better. Disney's operating costs are rising at an alarming rate, and the numbers aren't pretty. Reports from early 2024 show that the company is spending more than it's making, with expenses skyrocketing by 15% from January to June, while revenue dropped by 6.7% during the same period. The main reason? Inflation, rising labor costs, and a string of underwhelming box office releases that failed to bring in the expected profits. Do you remember the days when Marvel movies were the event of the year and Star Wars fans couldn't wait for the next big blockbuster? Well, those days are long gone. Despite Bob Iger spending billions to acquire both franchises, fans are beginning to lose interest. The Marvels was one of the biggest signs when it posted the worst opening weekend in Marvel history. Disney's already lost nearly $1 billion on 2 recent Marvel flops, and even Guardians of the Galaxy, which used to be a sure hit, has struggled. And don't get me started on Star Wars. It hasn't seen a box office win in years. The money Disney spent on buying Lucasfilm is still not paying off. It's looking like fans are tired of endless sequels. They're also questioning whether Disney even knows what to do with these massive franchises anymore. And speaking of struggling, Disney's recent box office performances have been far from a magical tool. In the past year, high-budget films like Strange World and Amsterdam bombed hard at the box office. Even their animated movie Wish, which had catchy songs and fun Easter eggs, couldn't catch a break. And let's not forget the superhero disaster Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which cost a staggering $762 million to make and market, but flopped badly at the box office, adding to Disney's growing losses in the Marvel universe. Disney used to dominate the box office, but now it feels like their biggest movies can barely break even. And if you've been keeping an eye on Disney's stock, you might notice that things aren't looking too good. Their shares have been slipping for 6 months straight, dropping a jaw-dropping 28% since March. While the rest of the market has been thriving, Disney's stock is sinking fast, trading at its lowest level since 2020. And if that wasn't enough, after Disney released its latest financial outlook, the stock took another dive, dropping 3.6% in a single day. But it's not just about box office losses. Disney has been raising the stakes for families on the ground. For many middle-class Americans, Disney's gone from being a magical dream to an impossible one. Prices have been steadily going up year after year, and now things like the Lightning Lane, Disney's version of the Fast Pass, are just adding even more to the already high costs. Single-day tickets are up by 6.5%, meaning a Tier 3 ticket will now set you back $164. That's a $10 increase from the previous price. And if you're thinking of going for 2 days, expect to shell out $330 instead of the old price of $310. Oh, and for those who love an annual pass, some of them have soared by as much as 20%. And then there's the Skip the Line Lightning Lane Pass, which has jumped by 7%. Even the Magic Key Pass, the fancier version of an annual pass, has seen a price increase, now up to $599 from $499. Even hotel perks have been slashed, and let's not get started on food and merchandise, because those prices are through the roof. If you thought spending $10 on a soda at a theme park was wild, you're in for a shock because Disney food prices have surged by 61% since 2021, doubling inflation rates. The bread service at Sanaa, which used to cost $9.99, is now a staggering $22, more than double the original price. Corn dog nuggets at Magic Kingdom's Casey's Corner up from $4.99 to $10.79. Mickey-shaped ice cream bars, they're now 63% more expensive than they used to be. The iconic Dole Whip up by 58%. Even something as simple as fish and chips at Epcot's Rose and Crown Pub has gone up by 54%. Disney's prices aren't just rising, they're soaring, and it's becoming hard to justify paying these inflated prices for a snack. A study by Wolf Research found that a large number, we're talking 70% of US middle-class families, can't even afford a Disney trip in 2024. For a family of 4, a 5-night stay at Disney World now costs around $5,000. That's not even including food, souvenirs, or airfare. To make it worse, ticket prices have gone up by a crazy 56%, which is nearly 10 times faster than the wages have been growing. Overall, Disney's trips are starting to feel more like a financial roller coaster than a dream vacation for families. A survey by LendingTree revealed that nearly half of families with kids are racking up debt just to make the magic happen. On average, parents are carrying around $1,983 in Disney-related debt. Where's all that money going? A big chunk is getting swallowed up by unplanned food costs and rising hotel prices. What used to be a magical, memory-filled getaway is now turning into a major financial headache for almost half the families heading to Disney. And it's not just the families that are feeling the pinch. Park attendance is also taking a hit. While Disney parks aren't quite deserted yet, they're definitely less packed than usual. And considering that theme parks are one of Disney's biggest moneymakers, this drop in attendance is a big deal. CFO Hugh Johnston revealed that the park attendance has dropped by 12% this year. What's to blame? Well, in part changing travel habits and a tough economy. Wealthier visitors are opting for international getaways, leaving Disney with less people in line for rides and fewer customers for their overpriced souvenirs. With prices continuing to soar, it's looking like those crowds might not be coming back anytime soon. Plus, it's even getting cheaper to go to Disneyland in Paris. Yep, heading to Disneyland in Paris might actually save you some cash compared to the one in California. Thanks to the price hikes at Disney parks, a trip to Disneyland Paris now costs less than its California counterpart. A report from California's KSEE News compared the costs and found some pretty wild results. For example, a 6-night stay at Disneyland California's Paradise Pier Hotel and 5-day park tickets for 2 people will set you back $4,571. But a 6-night stay at Disneyland Paris's Hotel Santa Fe and 7-day park tickets, just $2,173. That's nearly half the price. So even if you add a $1,400 flight from LA to Paris, you're still saving about $895. So for the same price, you can either stand in line in Anaheim or live your best European adventure in Paris. It looks like more people are choosing the latter. Even Disney's CEO has admitted that wealthier Americans are starting to get more selective with their spending, while families with lower incomes are already priced out. Investors are clearly unhappy too, with Disney stock being dumped at a shocking rate. With fewer people going to parks, movies tanking, and financial losses stacking up, Disney's in the middle of one of its toughest periods in decades. In an attempt to regain control, Disney's cut its expenses by closing some iconic attractions at Walt Disney World. Fan favorites like the Rock and Roller Coaster featuring Aerosmith, Puppet Vision 3D, and Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy will be closed soon. Plus, over at Animal Kingdom, the Dino-Rama area, home to Triceratops Spin and Fossil Fun Games, is set to close in early 2025. It's a tough pill for park lovers to swallow, but Disney's making some hard decisions to cut costs. Speaking of cutting costs, Disney is also laying off employees across the board. As part of its $7.5 billion budget reduction plan, Disney recently cut another 300 jobs in various departments, including legal, HR, and finance. This comes on top of 7,000 positions already eliminated earlier in the year. And even Pixar isn't safe, with the animation studio cutting 14% of its workforce after a rough patch at the box office. Looks like Disney's going into full cost-saving mode, and the road ahead, well, it's looking pretty bumpy. Disney's latest earnings report shows an uncertain picture, warning investors to brace for another tough quarter. Operating income dipped 3%, marking a loss of over $900 million compared to the previous quarter, and things aren't looking much better for its theme parks. Executives predict attendance at Disneyland and Disney World will continue to fall as economic uncertainty keeps potential visitors on the fence. The bottom line is that Disney's facing some serious financial troubles, and the magic might be wearing off faster than expected. Can the company turn things around, or is this the start of a real-life fairy tale gone wrong? That's all for this video on warning signs Disney is on the brink of collapse. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments section. Enjoy our other videos.